Have you ever felt like the world is moving too fast for your heart to keep up? Like everything around you is shifting, people, places, relationships. Even the parts of yourself you thought were unshakable. There's a quiet panic that sets in, not like a scream, but like a tightening in the chest. A low hum that whispers, you're being left behind. You scroll, you try to catch up, but peace feels miles away, like something you forgot the taste of. And all the while, life keeps changing. The people you love change. The seasons change. You change. Sometimes it feels like you're walking through a dream that keeps rewriting itself while you're still inside it. And you ask yourself, where do I find stillness? When everything keeps shifting beneath me, where do I place my feet when the ground is always moving? If you've asked those questions, you're not alone. You're not broken. You're simply human in a world that never stops becoming. And the truth is, peace was never meant to be something we possess. It's something we learn to return to again and again, even in the middle of the storm, even when everything feels uncertain, even when the map you built no longer matches the landscape. There's a place within you that doesn't need the world to slow down in order to be still. But first you have to stop running, not from others, from yourself. You have to let go of the belief that peace lives in the perfect plan, the right relationship, the solved problem. You have to stop bargaining with life, because the truth is, life never promised us stability. It promised us movement, breath, change. And yet, even in the movement, there is something deeply steady. A breath, a presence, a home. You've felt it before? Maybe while watching the sun dip below the horizon in silence. Maybe while holding someone's hand in the dark, saying nothing. Maybe while listening to the rain fall outside your window. That moment when time paused. Not because the world stopped, but because you did. That's peace, not the absence of noise, but the presence of stillness inside you. And the Buddha knew this. He saw that the world would never stop changing. But that didn't mean we had to suffer. He taught us to be like the mountain rooted, even as the winds pass through. He taught us that clinging is the cause of suffering, and letting go is the beginning of freedom. But letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means surrendering to what is instead of holding on to what we wish it could be. So when life rushes in with another change, a goodbye, a diagnosis, a shift you didn't ask for, breathe. Don't try to fix it. Don't force it to make sense. Just be here. Place your hand on your heart. Feel the rhythm still beating. This is your anchor. Peace begins there. Not in changing the world, but in how we meet it. You can sit in the middle of chaos and still feel steady inside. But that steadiness is not an achievement. It's a practice, a return, a remembering. And every time you forget, that's okay. Because forgetting is part of the path too. Each time you come back, you're stronger, softer, wiser. The world will keep changing. The question is, will you change with it? Or will you learn how to stay still within it? And maybe right now you're in a season of life that feels like falling out of rhythm, falling out of certainty, falling out of the version of yourself you once knew. And it's scary, isn't it? To not know where you're going, to not recognize who you're becoming, to feel like the map has faded and the road behind you is gone. But falling doesn't mean failing. Falling means you're in motion. And motion is not your enemy. It's your invitation to trust, to soften, to listen not to the noise of the world, but to the whisper of your own becoming. Because sometimes peace doesn't come in clarity. It comes in surrender, not knowing what's next, and being okay with that. Not because you're giving up, but because you're giving in to the flow of something deeper. Like the river doesn't resist its bends, you too can learn to curve gracefully through the unknown. There's a stillness in letting go. There's a strength in not forcing. There's a strange kind of peace that arises when we stop trying to control what's never been ours to hold. You see, peace is not found in making life still, but in becoming still inside of life. It's not about escaping the noise, but choosing where to rest your attention. It's in choosing the breath over the thought, the moment over the memory, the now over the worry. You don't have to fix everything. You don't even have to understand it all. You just have to come home to this moment, to this breath, to this version of you that is here right now. And maybe that's the real miracle. That even in a world that keeps changing, you can choose presence. You can choose peace. Not as a perfect state, but as a practice, a rhythm, a remembering. So when the day feels overwhelming, when headlines scream and emails pile, when someone lets you down, or you let yourself down, pause. Don't react, don't run. Return. Return to your breath. Return to the earth beneath your feet. Return to the space between heartbeats. This is where peace lives, not far away, not someday. Here, now. And it's okay if you forget. It's okay if you lose your way. Even the moon disappears sometimes, but it always returns. So will you. Peace isn't about staying calm all the time. It's about remembering where to come back to when the storm passes. And even if the storm stays, you can learn to dance in the rain. You can learn to rest in the middle of the uncertainty. You can learn to whisper to yourself, I don't know what's coming next, but I can still be kind to myself now. And in that kindness, you will find a different kind of safety. Not the safety of knowing, but the safety of being, of knowing you belong, even in the middle of change. Maybe no one ever taught you that peace is not something you earn by fixing your flaws or finishing your to-do list. Maybe no one ever told you that you are allowed to rest even when things are undone, even when the world is messy, even when you don't feel ready. So hear it now. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to breathe. You are allowed to not know. You are allowed to not be okay and still be whole. Because peace doesn't ask for your perfection. It asks for your presence. It doesn't demand silence. It asks for softness, a willingness to be with what is, rather than what should be. The Buddha called this the middle path. Not too tight, not too loose. Not clinging, not pushing away. Just being, just noticing, just breathing. And from that place, something quiet begins to bloom. You stop needing the world to approve of you. You stop needing everything to make sense. You start to trust the ebb and flow. You start to feel like maybe, just maybe, you are not behind. You are not broken. You are exactly where you need to be to become who you're meant to be. Even if it hurts. Even if it's unclear. Even if all you can do is breathe and keep walking. Peace meets you there. Not because it changes your circumstances, but because it changes how you meet them. And that changes everything. So when the future feels heavy, when your past keeps knocking, when the moment feels too much to carry, come back. Come back to the body, to the breath, to the simple truth that you are alive right here, right now. No matter what's happening outside, this moment is still yours. No matter how much changes, you can still be kind. You can still be present. You can still choose love. Even when the world feels cold, you can offer warmth. Even when others rush, you can move slowly. Even when everything is uncertain, you can become the space where peace is not only possible, but inevitable. And maybe that's what this world needs most. Not more speed, not more noise, but more people who know how to be still when everything else is rushing. More people who carry peace, not because life made it easy, but because they chose it anyway. And you can be one of them. You already are. So take one more breath. Feel the weight lift. Not because it disappears, but because you're no longer carrying it alone. Feel the ground beneath you, the heartbeat within you, the sky above you. Nothing is certain, and still, you are here. You are breathing. You are becoming. Let that be enough. And if this moment brought you even a drop of stillness, a flicker of calm, a soft reminder that peace is possible. Then stay, not for the answers, not for control, but for the simple gift of being here now. And if your heart longs for more of this quiet companionship, this gentle space, subscribe. Not to follow, but to return. We'll be here in presence, in breath, in peace, because the world will keep changing. But peace, real peace, can begin within you, right now.